Good morning. Yesterday I registered for my first official drift event. So we're gonna be doing some drift prep today in this episode of the Project Lexus. So let me just go over some things that I need to do in order to qualify for this drift event. I have to have a fire extinguisher. I can't have any fluids leaking. I can't have anything loose in the car. And that's pretty much it. Just stock the way it is, it's ready to take. I need a helmet, obviously, which I already have. So what I need to do with the Lexus today is take out the subwoofer that's in the trunk. I also will need to do an oil change, valve cover gasket, because it is leaking. I have both of the valve cover gaskets. I'm gonna replace all of the fluids, which includes the trans, the diff, the coolant, the brake, and the clutch. So just so everything is fresh. I also got some wheels for the IS300. I got some for the front SA3Rs. They are 17x9 plus 38. So I'm gonna be cleaning those up a little bit today as well. And for the rears, I'm waiting to hear back on this guy on Marketplace about these Mustang tri-bars. Hopefully I'll be able to pick those up and run those in the back with my drift spare tires. So I guess let's get going. The first thing we should do is probably just clean up the inside of the Lexus. So let's get to that. So the inside of the car is relatively messy. I mean, not that it matters for drifting, but it's always nice to start with a clean car. I'm gonna try and use an extractor on these seats today. See how many of these stains I can really get up, vacuum the whole thing, and then let's go to the trunk and I'll show you the subwoofer that needs to get removed. So this is the main thing that needs to be taken care of because the subwoofer is giant and it's always flopping around and nothing is put in here properly. It's all loose. So this is priority today to get this out because it's a danger. Okay, so I guess firstly we should disconnect the battery. Just gonna unplug all of this. And I think if I just push that in, I can pull it out. Yep. That's that for the sub. Oh, jeez. This thing's heavy. Okay, well, I don't know what this is. Amp? I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about music. Oh my god, there's so much loose stuff back there. Wow. Well, we got jumper cables. It's good to know. Some bait. If I wanted to go fishing. Extra bulbs. Okay. That's loose because he didn't extend it. A pen. There's a spare. Oh my god, it's a full-size spare. What? It's an entire full-size spare. Oh my god. We just lost so much weight out of the trunk. I'm tempted to grab a scale and measure all this. Does this pop up? Oh, I see some speaker wires. Can I just pull these through? Okay. All right, I want to get a scale actually and weigh all this stuff I just took out of the trunk. I want to see the weight difference. Okay, so I've got my bathroom scale. Let's take just the measurement without anything. 133.4. Let's see how much the spare is from 133.4. 175 from 133. The amp. How? This amp is 13 pounds. The sub. I'm gonna have to hold this weird so I can see. The sub is almost 50 pounds. All of this, which I should probably keep in the car. 13 pounds. I don't know how much that was right now, but back in the video, I'll put the little number on the screen right here of how many pounds was in the trunk of my IS300. All right, so I think for the rest of today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of clean everything up a little bit, and then I'm gonna clean up these wheels. Now, if you've been seeing these throughout the video, these are my new front wheels. These are Advan SA3Rs. They're a bit dirty. I got them from a guy in Ohio. I have some wheel cleaner. I'm gonna try and clean these up. They could use a little cleaning, probably an entire refinishing, but I really don't mind the natural patina of old wheels. I think it shows a lot of the story. And also, it's not a show car. As long as I got some swagged out wheels, that's all I really care about. give these a generous coating. Okay, so it's a new day. The next thing I want to do is the valve cover gasket and an oil change. So I'm actually gonna set up like my little 10 by 10 tent just because I want to see how it works. I plan to bring it to the drift event, so we'll see how it sets up, if it's big enough for the car to be under, that kind of stuff, so bear with me. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's it's definitely on there. So to remove the valve cover, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to take the whole top half of the intake manifold off, throttle body, intake, and some plastic bits. I don't think it's that bad, so I guess let's just get right into it. All right, vacuum hose. Okay, well, as expected, nothing ever goes as planned. Got the intake runner off. However, I broke this hose. I guess it was fragile. It's a very short hose. I think I can replace it with something I have here. Just goes to show, no matter what you do, it's never gonna be the same time as expected. It's always gonna take longer. So here's where we're at. Everything's off pretty much. I gotta take off these couple Allens, all this plastic timing cover. Yeah, it definitely was leaking. I don't know if you can see, but there's a good pool of oil happening down there, all around there. So definitely happy to be replacing this. And I'm also gonna clean this up. I'm not gonna paint it, I'm just gonna clean it up with some degreaser. And I think I'm also gonna do the spark plug, so I might run back to AutoZone because that was kind of annoying to do all that. So I don't really wanna do it again. Okay, timing cover. Yeah, this is what I was hoping to not see, actually. It's my timing belt. You can see here it's cracking a bit. That is just so unfortunate for me, but I guess we'll worry about that next. Okay. Cams look really good. Like 3 out of the 8 bolts holding this valve cover on were just loose, like finger loose. So I have an idea that that's what was causing my leak and not the valve cover gasket itself, but while I'm in here, I'm just gonna replace it anyways. Somebody's stealing my neighbor's car, I guess. Okay. Geez, these are filthy, these valve covers. Okay, let's go on a little tour of everything I just took off. So first was the throttle body. I've already taken this off and replaced it, so that was really not an issue. This wasn't that bad, but I did break one of these. The valve covers came off. I did drop one of those bolts into the middle, but I eventually found it. It is grimy in here, so I'm gonna take a lot of degreaser to this. Definitely replace these spark plugs because oil seeped all over those. Here's the valve covers themselves. Those are definitely gonna get some cleaning. And then over here is like the coil packs, covered, caked in oil. So I definitely think this was a much needed maintenance, and I'm gonna have to do that timing belt like ASAP. All right, so at this point now I'm finished taking all the valve covers off. I've cleaned them, and I've cleaned inside where the spark plugs are. Pretty much the best I could get it. I think it's pretty good. There are some little bits and pieces in between those spark plugs, but you know what, it's all dry and that's really what matters. Over here is the valve covers, drying on the grass. So I got my valve covers all degreased and brushed and cleaned, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace those spark plugs now and then put the rest of this on. They're not too bad. It's not running too lean or too rich. Oh, covered in oil. Oh, caked in oil. Cylinder 6. that new NGK Iridium. They're just basic, they're not upgraded, but pretty gapped, pretty nice. Now I have to put some RTV in these four corners, just because. Right down on it. Okay, it's the next day. Obviously, I finished the valve cover gasket. You saw me putting it on. After that, it got kind of dark. It's kind of late, so I kind of just slapped everything back together. Took it for a test drive. Everything was good. So now we're gonna do a oil change on the IS300. So here's everything all back together, looking good. I tried to clean up the oil as best I can. Yeah, this guy on Facebook said he's got a factory intake, so hopefully I'll be able to pick that up tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up my rear drift spares tomorrow as well. Let's see if there's any metallic bits in here. No, it looks really good actually. Very healthy. No metal flakes, no sparkles. Perfect. It's down here. It's all the way in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this right here. So let's try it. Guys, last night when I went to sleep, after standing over this engine bay for like 5 hours, my knees, since they were like buckled the whole time, I was in so much pain. It hurt so bad. Freaking tilted it while I was down there. How do you get the filter out? It's like a puzzle. Okay. I forgot to mention, I'm using Kirkland oil. Only the best for my 2J. Kirkland oil, let's see how it does. Dude, it was like $28 for 10 quarts. Oh my God, there's a chalk behind my wheel. Completely forgot. So I guess the next thing on my list is to do the fire extinguisher mount. So I have it in the car already. Let me show you which one I got. Okay, so I got this extinguisher. It's a First Alert. I originally bought like a piece of hardware to mount here, but I think that there's a bracket online that fits this car on Amazon. It's like a universal bracket, but I think it'll fit right on these bolts. I also picked this up when I was like this morning, a factory intake box. I'm probably gonna install that now. Should be pretty easy, pretty quick. Just has lower intake air temps and like less issues. I don't like the one that's in there now, so I guess let's do that right now. Honestly, after putting like this OEM intake back on, I think all I really want is like a silicone hose that goes from the throttle body to the box, because it bypasses that like restrictive barrier underneath the hose. So I think that's actually like the best setup. And I want that OEM cowl that goes in the front. Those are kind of hard to find sometimes. I wonder if anybody would buy that. I can like, can you hear that? There's like literally shit in here. Put this on here. Here we are. So OEM box is fully in. Okay, it's the next day or so. My fire extinguisher bracket came in the mail. Let me show it to you. It's a universal bracket, but I've heard that it works perfectly in the IS300. It's called the Bracketeer. It was about 50 bucks on Amazon. It's really just a couple of brackets that have adjustability, and they fit either like over the thing and through it or in the actual bolt holes themselves. There's a bunch of generic instructions here. So let's go ahead and toss it in. Okay, so this is everything that comes in the kit. Like I said, it's like this one bar that'll span between these two little brackets, which go where the bolt holes are. And these, I believe, go on to like in the middle to hold your fire extinguisher. So you will also need another metal bracket, but I do have one of those. And then it comes with some miscellaneous hardware. Let's see. Perfect. Just like that. Bolt goes through. The other option they give you is to put this like over the bracket and send in like a threaded one of their hardwares through there. So that's the other option. Okay, so I don't have blue thread lock, but I have this, which I think is close enough. It says medium strength thread sealant. Yeah, I don't really know what that means, but we're gonna use it. It's like really thin. It's like really watery. Test it out. Let's see how this will fit. Perfect, look at that. Here's another look at the bracket. All's well. Fire extinguisher's in. Next thing is my wheels and tires, which are in the van. So I have my SA3Rs here, and my tires that came in are back there. They're Kenda KR20As. Okay, so I just had all of the tires dismounted off of the tri-bars. So here's the drift spares. For this first event, I'm actually just gonna run the stock wheels and tires because I think it was a little bit of a waste of money if I would just swap my already like done all seasons over to these. So after these tires burn off that are on the car, I'm gonna get the tires for these, put them on the rear. And I got the nice tires mounted on the front SA3Rs, which are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to put these on, so let's go ahead and throw them on. Two more spares for the rear. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and slap the other one on. This may be it for all of the drift prep for Saturday. Today is Tuesday. So the one thing that I may do before then is bleed all the brakes because the brake fluid is very dark. So I do want to do like a brake flush and replace the brake fluid. So might do that. If I do, you'll see me again. If not, it's drift day. Okay, so I finished up bleeding the brakes. However, one of the nipples on the front right caliper actually snapped. Luckily, the bleed nipple didn't open before the nipple snapped off, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. After the event, I'm gonna go in and replace the nipple. I'm gonna fight it, get it out, get it unseized, and probably do brakes. My brake pads are pretty low, so I think really just first thing after this event is like brake upgrade. But yeah, that's really it. Now I'm just packing up for the event, which is tomorrow. So I'm bringing my spare tires. I have 2 extra wheels and tires. And then I have a toolbox of like very basic tools, sockets, everything else. Some extra oil, some extra brake fluid. Like really that's it. I don't really think I'm gonna need much, or at least I hope I don't. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching this video. It really means a lot to me you guys are following this journey. You know, the small amount of people that are, but it's fun. I'm enjoying making these videos, and I'm enjoying the journey and the experience of getting into drifting. Subscribe if you haven't for more of these videos. I'm gonna make at least one video a week. Either it's gonna be a review, a tier list, rankings, or maybe it's gonna be a vlog of a meet or a show, or it'll be more, you know, drift prep stuff. But yeah, stick around, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.